Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry. I'm a blue dot in a red state who utilizes Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we have going on here in the United States. So I really appreciate you being here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be about Senator John Fetterman. If you saw the recent reporting that came out, let's see, I have it here in New York Magazine. Part of that was an email that was from his former chief of staff to the doctor, and it was like 16 pages or something. It was a lot, and it wasn't really an out to get you type of email. It was like, okay, we discussed, like with the doctor, these are the signs we need to look for, and I'm doing a follow-up with all the, and it boiled down to erratic behavior. He driving erratically. There was, reports of a car wreck. It's just, it doesn't sound really that good. That it was a very damning email and report that came out on the Bulwark. They called it, I think, Sarah Longwell called it career ending. So, right now, I think it was such a damning report. I think people are really just even more concerned about him getting help. So what I want to look at today is just kind of John Fetterman's health. Is he going to remain as a senator? Is he going to be, is he going to resign and be replaced? I did look up that if he were to resign, the Governor Shapiro would appoint someone to replace him, but then that appointment person would have to go through a special election. That would be in 2024. So that's what would happen there. So as I said, I just want to kind of start with the base reading, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I just want to do a base reading into just the health of John Fetterman, Senator Fetterman. Is he going to be staying? Is he going to be resigning? Just kind of that, just basic base reading. So as always, these are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so looking at Senator John Fetterman's health. What do we need to know? Okay. So at the very heart of this, the here and now, is moving forward. This is, the very heart of this is going to be a card of him. If I were going to say, if this was a one card, is he going to resign, yes or no? This would be a yes, he's going to resign. But I want to see what else is coming up here. So at the very least, there's definite conversations about it. There's talking about it. The challenge to that is, when is he going to make the decision? And you notice I say when. When is he going to be making the decision? This is also, swords also indicates medical for me. So this could be like, yes, he definitely is having, he needs to take care of his health. And that is really, the challenge here is, how is he going to do that? Is he going to resign? Which this is like, I'm thinking it's looking like he is. Okay, so what are his options? What are his options for his mental health? And this could be like Six of Swords. He's looking at all the medical options he has, and which one is he going to choose? Okay, so he actually, if he's not the one looking at this, his family definitely is looking at this. The people around him are trying to present him with options. I'm not sure. That reporting made it sound like he wasn't in a place to be able to do that for himself. With this new reporting that came out, I'm wondering if he's not realizing, okay, there really is something. I need to take care of my health. Okay, and I think those conversations are absolutely happening. Past experiences are, he listened to his doctor. That was, he had, we all know, the medical, his reporting there of him having the stroke. He was treated for depression, which is very common after, someone has a stroke. He was doing what his doctor told him to do. That's the foundation here. And so I think a lot of it is like, how do we get, the people around him who care about him and love him are like, how do we get him back to this? How do we move him? How do we make decisions to move him to wanting to take care of his health again? Okay. The recent influences are, I'm going to say his wife is a big influence. Absolutely. And that he also, whenever he is the one in control of his health, he's in a much, it's just much better. So his recent influences, I think, are going to be getting him to a point where he remembers, what it was like when he followed the doctor's advice, when he did what the doctor said, listening to his wife, listening to those around him that are close to him that care about him. Okay, so there's definitely people around him that are trying to guide him into doing, into taking care of his health. Okay, and the potential here was not expecting the Tower card. So it's almost like I get this is a separate reading. Okay, I'm going to set this right here. So what this right here is saying that, there's a lot of options here. People are seriously really trying to, I get the feeling like they've gently been trying to push him into this new direction. But what finally, the challenge is that he's just not doing it. And it's going to take this. The action that finally is, what's going to be that final catalyst is the Tower card. Something just really happens that is undeniable, much more so than, a car wreck that they tried to cover up. That's what the reporting was. It was that the car wreck was actually more serious than what it was originally released. So this Tower card, this is the potential here. The outcome is, the shit hitting the fan. So what is this for him? Let's just do a 3-card clarifier here of the Tower card. Somebody, I think, there's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of fighting. I wonder if his new chief of staff comes in and says, and there's more stories that come out. Fives, fives. This is so much disappointment. We want you to focus on your health. I wonder if he doesn't have another, health event as far as another, mini stroke, or if he's even, I don't know, what the medical history or current medical thing is. But what you're getting is something is going to be so undeniable that the message is you have to you have to take care of your health. And it really is, with all of the cups and the swords, this is telling me mental health. Take care of your health. And there's not, nobody wants to push him out. They want him to take care of his health. So let's just ask, is he going to resign because of wanting to focus on his health? What does that look like? Does he, is he resigning? Is he just taking a leave of absence? I mean, they really need those. It's I hate to say this. It's they really need his vote in the Senate, but the most important thing is for him to take care of his health. So how is he going to, is he going to resign to do that? Or is he going to, take a leave of absence? How is he going to do that? Okay. And as far as him, how is he going to take care of his health and his mental health? The here and now is seeking within, going within. With that reporting coming out, I'm feeling like this is going to be happening a little bit more sooner rather than later. This is either he is seeking within or the people close to him are seeking within and finding paths for him. But the challenge for this is getting him to remember, getting back to that happy home. And this card is also happy home stability. Okay. So this is the people around him. If it's not him, the people around him are absolutely they see what needs to happen. Okay. Options. What is it that we need to do? Okay, looking at all of their options. So this is very much a very active situation. This isn't, I'm not seeing anything here with people putting their head in the sand. I think that Senator Fetterman, with that reporting, my first initial reaction is he's very defensive about it, but deep down he knows that reporting is correct. Okay, and so looking at options, looking at the best path for him to be able to I get the gracefully exit to take care of his health. The past experience is that they've kept a lot of this under wraps. They've kept a lot of this blocked, but it's now coming out. Our recent influences are him moving forward. This has come out now. Okay, we've definitely, what was blocked is now not blocked. The information is coming out, and the potential is he's going to be, the rejoicing and the getting help that he needs. Let me see. Let me just ask, is he going to resign? Because there's not anything here. That initial base reading with the Six of Swords and the Ace of Swords, that tells me that those two cards would indicate like he would be my resigning cards. But that could also be like the decision is made for him to go forward to get the help that he needs. So let's see here. This Three of Cups. What is this? Is he going to have to resign to do this? Somebody in a position of power is telling him to work on, and this could be, I'm almost getting the feeling like a father figure here with this, is like telling him to work on, do what you need to do to get healthy, or else this is going to be like, you need to either make this decision for yourself or the decision is going to be made for you. Okay. That is really like the strong feeling I'm getting. Whoever it is, and I mean, maybe it could even be Chuck Schumer that tells him, you got to take care of your health. So how is it that we can help you facilitate that for yourself? Because it's going to be too late if you don't. And by too late, meaning like you're not going to be able to, you're not going to be able to continue in politics if you don't do this. So it's like, take care of yourself now while you still have a career, because, right now everybody would be understanding if you came out and said, hey, I got to get some help. Okay. There's an understanding with that. But if you continue down this destructive path, then there is not going to be a good outcome for you. There is not going to be a place here for you in the Senate. So, or in politics. That's the feeling I'm getting with this. So ultimately, is he just 3 cards? Is he going to get the help that he needs? Regardless of, how it happens, is he going to get the help that he needs? So I think that's really the big concern that most people have, is just, whether he stays or as a senator or not, the most important thing is he going to be getting, help for his health? And with that, just 3 cards. Having a hard time there. Okay, there we go. Getting help. This is the happy home, happy health. This is also the attainingness, getting to that. This is like finishing up that journey. So he's got work to do, and he knows that. And yes, getting the help that he needs and coming out on this on the other side of this in a much stronger position. So that looks really good for him. So with today's reading, I was asking about John Fetterman's health, Senator Fetterman, and what's coming up is that with that explosive reporting that came out, everybody around him knows he's got to get help. I think deep down he knows that too, and so I think plans are being made for that. It looks as though I'm not really seeing that he's going to resign. So that is something that, this card here could mean, I think that he's given an option. I think he's told you either go get help or you're going to have to resign. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting with that card. So I think he's going to choose to go get help before he is pushed out to resign. Now, if he doesn't, at any point he can make a different choice. And if he really digs his heel in, this is what the outcome is. He'll be forced out. He'll be forced to resign. Okay. So, get the help that you need now while you can and can, salvage your career as a politician, or dig your heels in, and that's where that's going to end. So, that's what I got today. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. A little bit shorter reading today, but I will keep doing these readings no matter how long or how short or what the news is that's going on. So I really appreciate you being here. Make sure I'll put another video here for you to check out, and also subscribe, and I will catch you on the next reading. Have a great day.